Yo, what is good, world? It's your boy, Calvin Leroy King, the third. And as always, I have my lovely co-hostess with the mostest by my side, Miss Reese PC, the one and only.
Hey, y'all.
And we thank y'all for tuning in and turning up for another dope episode of This, That, and the Third, the lifestyle show that gives you life. Literally. Now, we're going to begin the show in the best fashion we know how by shouting out our sponsor for the month, which is the Chicago Urban League, man. What's up, League? And we just had a dope experience at the Mentor Mixer at Third Thursdays at the Alpha Space, the beginning of all things fly. If you missed it, check out the replay of last week's video for more information on how to get involved with mentoring here in Chicago. So we're going to get into some new news for all these new news.
Yes.
And what's topping off our news headlines this week, baby girl?
Doing anything while black. Again.
How is this still, right, how is this still a topic? What happened now?
It's a thing.
It's a thing. It's a lifestyle, apparently.
So we're going to call her Petty Patty.
Petty Patty.
Right? So this lady, you know what? We're going to play the video, right?
Right.
But this lady called the police on a little black girl, 8 years old. And you know how they sell water, right, in the street? Yeah. And around here is dudes.
Oh, yeah.
Guys.
Grown men
selling
slanging water. Ice cold, though. Ice cold.
But this incident, it was a little girl.
Oh, my stars.
And this white lady was calling the police on her.
Now, is this in Chicago or somewhere else?
No, this was in San Francisco.
The way I acted, I'm not proud of. I don't appreciate the way I treated her.
Allison Edel wants the world to know that she's sorry.
I should never have confronted her. And I know that. But I did, and I'm embarrassed by that.
This woman don't want to let a little girl sell some water.
The 44-year-old has been publicly shamed after this Instagram video captured by the girl's mother went viral. It shows Edel on the phone with 911 following a confrontation over an 8-year-old girl selling water without a permit.
She calling police on an 8-year-old little girl. You can hide all you want. The whole world gonna see you, boo.
Yeah, and illegally selling water without a permit? Yeah.
On my property.
It's not your property.
When you look at it, what goes through your mind?
Embarrassment, taken out of context, manipulated. People don't understand what exactly was going on. It was something like $2 cold water, $2 cold water, just for hours.
Edel claims the original complaint was over noise. An entrepreneur in the cannabis industry, she says she couldn't concentrate on her work and claims she asked the mother if they could keep it down.
And I said, do you have maybe a permit for the water you're selling? Maybe this could get her to move. She says, I have exactly what I need. Why don't you call and ask the police? You know, I'm doing everything right.
Why were you selling water?
Because I wanted to help my mom, and I wanted to get the money to go to Disneyland.
Circuit.
And she was crying.
Oh.
Basically, like, you know, I shouldn't have done that. I maybe reacted wrong. And,
no, I shouldn't have did that.
She made it seem like it was her friend or whoever lived there complaining about
like
the little
nudging
girl,
her, like, come on,
and
man.
then she called.
Right, so this is my thing. Did you not see what happened with the other chick with the barbecue incident, G? It never turns out well when you're a blatant bigot or a racist these days, bro. And how would I allow my livelihood to be impacted by the fact that I just don't fuck with you that much? I fuck with me enough to just leave you alone and let you sell your illegal water with no permit or what have you.
Right.
And I actually heard that she was trying to, and I could have bad information. You heard it here first on This, Then the Third. That's my disclaimer. But I heard she was actually trying to do like a greenhouse or a weed shop of some sort.
She owns a pet cannabis shop.
Come on, man.
So stop shopping
you said
at her
pet
shop.
cannabis?
Yeah, cannabis for pets.
Wow, I didn't know that was a thing.
I didn't either.
Like Kibbles and Dro? God damn. Where they do that? Well, San Francisco, obviously, is where they do that at. The San Francisco Treat. Okay.
So it doesn't stop there, right? So I don't want, what's today, Thursday? So maybe yesterday, maybe it happened last weekend, but in South Carolina, this white woman slaps, let's say, a 15-year-old mook.
Never.
Right?
Never.
He was invited to, this group of young guys was invited to the community pool by some friends. They hanging out, they swimming, right? Not misbehaving, being disrespectful, being loud, none of that. She just comes and attacks him like, you need to get out of here.
Man.
And he's like, you know, putting his hands up. And she
Ma'am.
smacking him.
Get out! Get out now! There's 3 numbers I can dial. 911. Okay? Yeah. Get out. Little punks. Get that
Raging white woman assaults black boy at pool and then bites the cop. A racist South Carolina woman accosted black teens at a community pool, slapping a boy with a camera, using racial slurs and telling the teens they didn't belong is facing assault charges, WCIV reports. Stephanie Sebi Strample, who works as a skincare consultant for multi-level marketing company Rotten and Fields, was captured in a video threatening to call 911 as she followed the teens to the pool exit. In the video, the camera goes down 3 times as the boy is apparently hit, which is what police say happened. Sebi Strample, of Somerville, is now facing third-degree assault and 2 counts of assaulting, beating or wounding a police officer while resisting arrest, according to court documents. The latter charges stem from the fact that when the authorities came to arrest her for the pool incident, Sebi Strample allegedly assaulted 2 sheriff's detectives. She allegedly pushed one detective into a wall, injuring his knee, and bit a second detective on the arm, breaking the skin. According to police, the incident started because Sebi Strample, 38, told a 15-year-old black teen that he and his friends didn't belong at the pool and had to leave the pool.
Fuck you, Miss Strample.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Steph. We don't like you. But I will ask this. The black boy, it was a black boy that was getting slapped the shit out of?
Yeah.
Was he the only black or the only African-American in this group, or?
I don't see. You don't see anybody else in this video.
Because why did she single this young man out?
In the article that I read, it said a group of black boys.
Okay.
So maybe he just got picked out, you know, for whatever reason. But yeah.
I wonder if he was the most light-skinned or the
No,
darkest.
he wasn't. He was dark-skinned.
Yeah, so maybe she went after the darkest one?
I don't know. But they have been like assault charges placed against her. So
yeah, in the story you was just talking about in San Fran, I actually heard that old girl's business is now suffering, the Kibbles and Dro, and then also, you know, the young girl was supposed to be selling her water to try to go to Disneyland or Disney World. A philanthropist hears about the story and finances her and 3 of her friends to go to Disneyland / Disney World. Let's slow clap this man, whoever it is. Thank you. Thank you. She no longer has to sell water. She'll drink it out of the faucet with Mickey. Yeah. Now, in this one, you said you're not really sure. There's charges that have been filed by, is it the community center, the parent?
It might be the kids.
The actual kid?
Parents, yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think
that'd be interesting though, because like I'm seeing a lot of posts now of people coming forward with their story about being wrongly accused. Can we call it tilled? They've been tilled by these white women for years. Like white women have just been Emmett Tilling niggas for years.
Yes, I did see a couple stories about, and they coming out.
It's a lot. It's a lot. White women are dangerous.
Well, okay, and real quick, I'm going to say that I did see one more video today, and I don't know what city. It had to be a southern state. Just because of the way the Dollar General looked. That's why. I'm not making any
the Waffle House is a dead giveaway.
It looked like that. So this man was in his car. I'm assuming he's a black guy. And the lady was like, "You stupid nigger."
Oh.
And she kept saying it and saying it. He wasn't saying anything. He was just recording her behavior.
Right.
And she had her kids out there. The kids were cussing the man out.
Yeah, mama is
and it was just watching that 2-minute video was just like, people are real comfortable.
Yeah. But I think attitude reflects leadership, man. That's a famous line from Remember the Titans, man. And I believe that, no disrespect in saying that, you know, Trump is the sole cause of this shit, but his overt actions, disrespect, disregard for those that are not like him just has people more comfortable showing their true self. I liked it better when we were fronting our move. I'll just be honest, G. Like, I don't like everybody, but you'll never know that. You know what I'm saying? Like, everyone's welcome, few are invited.
Yeah.
Pull up, but I didn't, hit your line to pull up. But if you come, you're going to be welcomed with open arms. And then when we part ways, you go your way, I'll go mine. I don't know that I have any, let alone that much hate in me to be overtly disrespectful, dismissive, aggressive to somebody that I don't even fucking know.
But if any of these situations happen to you, what would be your response? That's
which one do you want to start with?
Just like question, like, please don't let nothing like that
Which
happen
one do you want to start with? Yeah, it's not going down because it goes 0 to 60, nigga, real quick. You know what I'm saying? And I be having my moments where it's like, man, that's why I'm kind of glad that I have this patience level and tolerance level, because when it's on, it's on. And you don't want that shit to be on. So I'm just glad that I don't have that negativity just in my space. Maybe niggas switch up who they around. And it hasn't happened because that venom is real. Yeah. Speaking of, man, things going on in the community, what's going on with the village, man? You know how they used to say it takes a village to raise a child.
Yeah.
I'm hearing stories going on, I think on the East Coast in New York, young men being dragged out of bodegas, stabbed to death while the community serve as onlookers, man. When did we get to this point, and what's going on with this particular story?
Send the police now. That is what Modesto Cruz says he told the 911 operator in the first of 2 phone calls for help when 15-year-old Lesandro Guzman-Feliz was dragged from his Bronx bodega and fatally stabbed. He spoke out today to fight against criticism that he didn't do enough to prevent the murder or help Guzman-Feliz.
He didn't know that he was going to be killed.
Cruz says he and his employee were also unarmed.
We don't got nothing, no weapon. No, nothing.
He released this surveillance video he says shows him trying to push Guzman-Feliz down behind the counter to help him hide from his attackers. But at that point, it was too late and he was spotted. Sources say Guzman-Feliz was wrongfully targeted and became the victim of mistaken identity at the hands of alleged Trinitarios gang members. Of the 8 men arrested and accused of the crime, 19-year-old Kevin Alvarez appeared in court today.
This defendant has been indicted for murder in the 2nd degree.
Alvarez's mother broke down in an exclusive interview with CBS 2. She says her son ran with a rough crowd, but he had no clue the group had plans for murder.
I know Kevin was smarter than that, but Kevin, he didn't know that they're gonna kill him. Kevin know that they told him it's gonna be a fight. And then you can see clear when Kevin dragged him outside, when this guy put it out of machete, then Kevin jumped and ran.
As for what happened that night, she says her son acted out of fear.
I said, Mommy, they told me to get it. If I don't get him, they're gonna punish him. They're gonna kill me.
And Cruz says he did call 911 again, but by then, the damage was done.
And the second time when he coming already, but he was bleeding.
Some city council members have called for the bodega owner to lose his business license. He says he hopes to reopen, but he isn't sure when that might be. Reporting live in the Belmont section of the Bronx tonight, Valerie Castro, CBS 2 News.
All right, Valerie. See the owner stick his head out like.
Y'all need anything out of aisle 6? See, that's my thing, man. Like.
So wait. So after the guys
stars.
leave, they run off. Junior gets up. It was only 2 blocks from the hospital.
Right.
So it's just so many points in the story where I feel like
we failed this young man. We failed this young man.
Immediate enough that we could have got him help, because he gets up and he's like, help. I mean, you see his neck.
Anybody.
And then he just falls out. The store owners, nobody came back out. Nobody, like, the police should have been there. Y'all knew this was going on. Y'all should have been caught the police.
Right. Fuck you, store owners. I think that goes without saying, man. And just going forward, man, can we do something different, man? I was having a conversation about the women and the children or the young ladies getting snatched up around the city. And I'm like, why are the men, why are the hustlers, why are the whomever that's out and seeing this stuff?
Shooters.
The shooters. You're not on your post saying shoot the people that are snatching bodies. Like, why are we so in this bystander phase? And I think, I ain't gonna say social media, but I think the way that we engage or lack thereof with one another has a disconnect. I could be this close to you, and I would rather look at you on my phone than to have a conversation with you. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather comment and say some shit than to actually talk to a person. I think it goes deeper than just this instant. I think it's manifesting the fact that our relationships are suffering as a culture. But
I don't know. I just couldn't, because it was a couple that walked past too in the video. You see a man and a woman walk
just strolling past a homicide.
And they look. I can't, if I'm gonna walk past, I'm gonna get on the phone. Hey, somebody needs, something. I don't know.
Something. I mean, I will put my money where my mouth is on this. I did see something, not to this extreme, but I saw like some shit over there at the Roosevelt stop over there on like across the street from Jewel, Wabash, Roosevelt and Wabash. And it was like, man, this dude was fin to die. Yeah. He was about to get his shit. His shit was already split, but the group was like, no, kill him, smash him. I'm like, y'all won.
Yeah.
Go run. First of all, run, nigga, because the cops should be coming in 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
And man, like, you don't have to kill the dude. Like, I totally get. I don't condone, but I totally get a jumping. Sometimes niggas if a nigga was running my sister, he might get jumped. But
to the point where we're having
probably
machetes and we're chopping people's neck off.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
And again, the bigger point is the community is looking on while this is happening.
It didn't do anything.
Yeah.
You know, side note, somebody jumped out on the Dan Ryan this past week with a machete. Is this a thing? Do people just have these?
What did they do with said machete? What did they do?
Something happened. It was a traffic accident. It was like road rage. And you saw, it was a chick, had a huge machete in her hand. I just, you know.
Get your Leonardo head ass.
No, that's crazy.
Anyway, what's going on in political news, man?
So they had 7 elections yesterday, right, in different cities.
Was Chicago one of them? Because I missed. Okay, I was about to say, damn.
Yeah.
Stay asleep.
Okay, so let's see. Trump had 2 candidates that he endorsed: South Carolina Governor Henry McMaster and the New York Congressman Dan Donovan. So they both won the nomination, right, to run.
He got clout. I'll give him that.
Mitt Romney is still running for senator in Utah.
He tried to run for president already, right?
Him and Trump don't.
Oh,
so
they
this
don't
is
rock.
a Republican that's anti-Trump.
Right.
In Colorado, you got Jared Peels. He could be the first openly gay governor of Colorado.
Okay.
So that's very.
Now the gay pride parade.
Yeah.
That's a celebrate.
Okay.
Hey, side note, I didn't know that the gay pride parade was like at multiple places at the same time. Is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or it's been like a celebration throughout this whole month.
Around
in
this
different
time
cities.
frame.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah. In Maryland, you got Ben Jealous. He got
that name. He sounds like a hating ass nigga.
Well,
this nigga been jealous, man. Why is his name been jealous?
He got nominated for governor, and he was a former NAACP president.
Oh, I thought that said NCAA. I was about to say, what team did this nigga play for? But NAACP. Okay.
Oh, he's so crazy. So anyway, but the biggest upset was Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez. She's 28. She won the 14th congressional district in New York. Okay. So the biggest upset was this guy had a 10-term, and his name was Joe Crowley. So he's been
Not
there.
10 years, 10 term,
10
meaning
terms.
like
He's
2 to
been
4
serving.
years per term.
He's been serving
about
this
20 to
entire
40.
time.
Damn.
Now the area, the 14th congressional district,
Sounds
is the
important.
Bronx.
Oh, where the stabbing occurred.
He lives in Virginia.
Whoa, how is that even possible?
Like, what sense does that make?
How is that even possible? Does he have a residency in Virginia or he lives in Virginia?
No, what she said is basically how a lot of people are winning big money. They come in and they buy up the votes. You know what I'm saying? They were surprised she even got on the ballot because she had her signatures. But she's a Latina. She's young. She's very progressive.
28. Hell yeah, she's young.
She speaks the language. She lives in the community.
She has the pulse
so she
of the
has
people.
everybody on her side. So I really think she's going to do well, and I hope she wins.
The shit works if we work it. Would you agree? And that's why I think it's such a big push right now, especially like you can look at what's going on at the federal level on the political front, and you can use that as, woe is us and we're victims, or you can look like, man, get involved, do something, and start locally, because those, as we discussed in previous episodes, those local elections impact you more directly, way more than who the fuck is president.
Right, and she doesn't have a career in politics like most people.
Right, like Trump doesn't either.
Right, she did organizing for Bernie, and then she worked for Ted Kennedy. That's it.
Man, that's enough,
And
apparently.
she lives in the community where she's trying to make better. So, yeah.
So hats off to you.
Congratulations, yeah.
All right, and then wrapping up our news segment this week on This and the Third, man. Canada might be the move. Hey. Hey, how they talk?
I don't know.
They talk a little different. Hey. Views from the six, head ass.
Well,
what's going on in Canada, G?
One, I just saw today that they are allowing refugees and immigrants to come there. If they can't come.
Like there's, in tumultuous situations here in the United States, they can just go run for the border?
Yes. So,
think about going north.
Yeah, that's big.
Now,
and,
they can go.
Him and, I was going to say Bush, Trump don't.
The dude from Canada.
Yeah.
Who is that?
The Prime
Drake?
Minister, I don't
Who's their
know his
president?
name. No.
Is it a president? Is it a king?
Like
And the prime minister?
maybe?
The prime minister of Canada type shit?
I'm not sure.
Well, you. Thanks, first of all, for providing a solution to the fucked up shit we oftentimes do here in America. And we take it for granted when it's not on us. Like, we so used to being disproportionately targeted that when something finally happens to some other ethnicity or group of people, we like, at least it ain't us. And it's just like, nah, it still is, bro. So thanks for offering up a solution, at least temporarily.
Yeah. And also, Canada just legalized marijuana.
And we love you for that as well.
We do.
We do.
So,
Now, because that's the thing. I know in certain places in the United States, you're able to, you know, dabble and it's legal. But isn't it like, I'm not familiar with it, but isn't Canada broken up into provinces, or I don't know if they're called states?
Yeah, but it's all of Canada.
So it's just all of Canada is legal. Why can't we do that?
Because we have white men who are still stuck in the old days, right? So Canada, you're able to carry and share up to 30 grams.
Yeah, I'd like to bequeath you 30 grams, Reese.
You can also cook edibles at home. And so anyway, when this information came out, TMZ called Swaggy P. And I didn't think that was his real name. I thought you were always making that up.
No,
I didn't know
Swaggy
that
P.
was like his name.
Swaggy P.
Swaggy P says, I wish they passed cocaine. Everybody needs that. Like, really, dude? That was your...
You done told on yourself, nigga.
that
Come
was
on,
your
man.
response. I was
Come
like,
on,
so random.
man. I was just watching the network, the Netflix special on Freeway cracking the system. So that's about the actual Rick Ross. And cocaine is a hell of a drug, man. That's all I can say, man. And the disproportionate sentencing that you get for cocaine versus crack and like that shit blew my mind to really hear it from somebody that was part of the problem. But
if you really, and I kind of was into it, I would watch all the movies and documentaries. I don't know, it's Mother Life.
Blow.
Right? But anyway, if you really look into it, they were just targeting those who were like selling, the blacks.
Yeah.
We never was bringing it in.
Yeah. How did it get here?
Never. And
How
that's
did it
why a
get
lot
here?
of refugees in El Salvador, Honduras, and other places
Colombia.
are now seeking refuge in America, mostly because they've messed that trade up in Colombia, and it is just causing havoc across the world. So it's really all about drugs, and that's the real issue, and that's the real problem. But I'm glad marijuana is legal in Canada.
Stay woke, and like again, just don't be fooled by the distractions that will be out there, because at the end of the day, I think the biggest soundbite you just said is it's all about the money. It's all about the bag. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And drugs are usually a means to an end for most economies that have access to growing said drugs. So stay woke. But that about wraps us up for for news on this week's episode of This, That, and the Third.